kulanti wacan oo wanaagsan daawadayaal ku soo dhawaada Awdoon Show oo aad si toos ah uga daawanaysaan Salaxley TV oo xaruntiisu ay tahay magaalada Seattle, Washington. daawadayaal waa mar kale iyo Salaxley TV oo aad alaaba uga barateen barnaamijyo iyo warar taxana ah oo aad si toos ah hawada ugala socotaan. maantay waxaanu dhammaan barnaamijka aan ku soo qaadan doonaa xarunta daryeelka ee Care Center oo xaflad ballaaran ku qabatay hotelka Double Tree ee magaalada Seattle, Washington. sida in badan oo idin ka mid wada ogsoon tahay, Care Center waa xarun aad u ballaaran oo ku taala xaafadda Renton ee magaalada Seattle, Washington. isla markaasna waxa ay bixisaa barnaamijyo aad u kala duwan oo ay ku kaalmayso dadweynaha Somaliyeed iyo waliba qaar badan oo ka yimid East Africa oo ku dhaqan magaaladan Seattle, Washington. barnaamijkan maanta aan soo qaadan doono waxa uu ku saabsan yahay xafladan aad ka weyn ee ka dhacday xarunta Double Tree, isla markaasna ay ka hadleen dad miisaan iyo magac dheer ku leh bulshada Somaliyeed iyo waliba dadka degan magaalada Seattle, Washington ee qaybaha kala duwan ee ka kala yimid ama ajnabi ha ahaadeen ama Somali ha ahaadeen. waxa dadkii halkaas ka hadlay kamid ahaa Tasliim Qaasim oo ah professor wax ka dhigta college-ka Shoreline College iyo waliba abwaanka weyn ahna qoraaga caanka ee Somaliyeed Abwaan Siciid Saalax oo ah macallin isla markaasna qoraa Somaliyeed oo caan ah oo qoray buugaag aad u fara badan. waxa kale oo goobta ka hadlay Ubax Gardheere iyo Muniira Maxamed oo labaduba ah horjoogayaasha Care Center. isla markaasna waxa halka lagu bixiyay abaalmarino kala duwan iyo waliba maamuus iyo martigelin loo sameeyay dadkii qiimaha badnaa ee ka soo qayb galay halkaasi oo ay kamid ahayd casho aad u qayb badan oo la siiyay markaasi ka soo qayb galayaashina ay aad ula dhaceen. waxa meeshaas lagu soo bandhigay barnaamij aan idin soo bandhigayo oo haatan aad si toos ah nooga daawanaysaan. daawadayaal in yaraan milicsado barnaamijkii waana sidan soo socota.
And to take into account the effects of institutionalized discrimination. We also take into account parents and families whose language is not English, whose first language are not. Mind you, they speak so many other languages. English just happens not to be one of the first ones. And we also have a very strong parent engagement component. Our youth development program was created to enable the youth to become leaders in both their native homes and their communities here in America. Our program has several entities to enable our organization to provide services to our youth and the parents throughout the calendar year using a holistic approach. Our target market for these programs is African youth between the ages of 5 to 20, so preschool, kindergarten, all the way to high school, and those we aspire that our children all get into colleges, and it's our goal is to get them there. We have programs like the after-school program, which happens 3 days a week, sometimes more. We have a counseling program, youth leadership program, mentoring program, summer enrichment program, Empowering Girl Project, which is a wonderful project for the girls, which we talk to them, they express themselves, they talk themselves. In many cases, this is one of the only few venues where they have a chance to express themselves without feeling judged or discriminated against. And finally, but not least, our Parent Empowerment Project, because we believe without the parents knowing that their children's their first advocate, the person who fights and goes the distance for their children, and many Somali people and other immigrants don't know that they have these rights. They don't understand because we come from other countries that have another different system of education where the school technically takes care of your children. But our goal is to bridge that gap, the parents, the students, and the schools. Well, I would like to close this by saying a quote from Madiba Mandela Nelson. May he rest in peace. Education is the most wonderful weapon you can use to change the world. We believe the pen is mightier than the sword. Thank you so much, and I would like to leave you while you enjoy your wonderful dinner.
That needs to change. But what we have right now is we have programs like CARE that does offer culturally appropriate, responsive education for our black males. And that's a powerful thing, and we need to support that. And looking at Washington State's educational history for East African children, we know that it does not offer culturally responsive.
It's one of my daughter's dreams My daughter who participates a We Act club in her high school, she envisioned that one day, when for me standing in front of many people accepting an award recognizing my qualities and my achievements. So today, you are present at the fulfillment of that dream, of my daughter's dream, and I can't express enough my excitement and inspiration with this award. Doing community organizing and mobilizing and empowering communities like immigrants and refugees is not an easy job. And it's not something that I have ever imagined doing it while I was growing up in Somalia. But we are here tonight in Seattle. We Somali immigrants are resilient people. We find strength in our families, in our social bonds, in our faith. We have survived wars, refugee camps, transitions, moving around, and we are putting our forces together to thrive in this North Hemisphere cold climate, and today's award is a symbol of that success. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Muhammad Ali, and also
know that. But are they responsible for the harsh, punitive treatment of Black and brown students? Are they responsible for the biased assessments that misclassify our children as emotionally disturbed or mentally retarded? Are they responsible for placing white students in honor classes and Black students in detention? Did parents ask teachers to have low expectations for their children? Did parents ask educators to remain culturally incompetent after years?
hay-adda la yidhahdo Minnesota Humanities oo gobol walba state so Humanity Center ee ku taalo ayaa ummadda Hmong la yidhaahdo oo ku badan magaala stateka aanu joogno ayay waxay u qortay 13 sheeko waxay u tarjumeen sheekooyinkii Maraykanka Englishka ahaa baa afba Hmong loogu tarjumay markii annaga nala soo gaaray waanu diidnay waxaanu niri annagu kuwaanu iska leenahay sheekooyin kuwa naloo tarjumi maayeen kuwa yaga ayaa parents and the parenthood is that role I tell my colleagues, the Somali parents, whereby you can delegate any other work or management to somebody, but it is the parenthood that you cannot delegate these responsibilities to somebody else. I give them the anecdote that can you bring your child in your lap or having their hand and lead to somewhere. There is a big building where many people are getting inside and you are holding your child and then you give to some institution, call it the school, and then leave back and leave it, and you don't.
And next up is that surprise award time, huh? I'll be bringing up to the stage to present this surprise award, co-founder and director of Resource Development of Care Center, Umada.
Thank you, Zach. That title sounds very fancy. I don't get paid for it. So this is a surprise award, and we call this surprise award because if we tell the person that's getting the award that you're getting an award, we'll be like, can you stop? Let's just focus on making this night a success. She's that kind of person. And so when Munira was here earlier, she talked about when she was here for 2 weeks. both I and her went actually to an early learning program, and that just kind of tells you how privileged we are. She had a 5-year-old at the time, and actually a 4-year-old, and I had a 3-year-old, and we were already kind of like shopping around and figuring out what we need to do as parents to make sure that our kids are successful. And it was just the most weird thing, and most of you that know me know that I do weird stuff. But like there was like 5 of us talking, 5 ladies, and I already was kind of thinking about care center, and when I came here 2 years into being in Seattle, I ended up going to college, and I thank that for my mom, and that again tells you how privileged I was. I didn't even know, you know, like coming to America, you think that you have a straight shot to success. And I thought that because my mom worked so hard in Kenya, she was one of those people that will, you know, hire a tourer and we wouldn't have food. So, and she was actually illiterate. She learned how to read and write here. Actually, just write her name here. But 5 of us were speaking. Munira was here for 2 weeks, and then she's like, I was like, what do you do? And she's like, oh, I have an MBA. I'm like, wait a minute, I want to talk to you.
None of our kids started to school, but we know there was a need. We're like, okay, in a year, my daughter will be in kindergarten. My son, in 2 years, following with my other son, would be in kindergarten. So where are we taking them? How are we going to be able to help? And as young immigrant, refugee child who grew up in this country, I knew the struggles that I faced when I was in school. I didn't have anywhere I could go. And if I told you guys where I grew up, you'd probably be shocked, but I grew up in North Dakota. You all probably seen the Fargo movie. I grew up in Fargo, North Dakota. So you could imagine there was hardly any Africans there. Imagine Somali. So I knew what the struggles we were facing were, and when I moved here, I was lucky enough, 2 weeks into my move to Washington, I met Uba, who had this passion, and she shared it with me, and I was like, you know what? I'm on board, let's do it. At that point, I really did not know what I was signing myself up for, but it's been something that I'm proud of, and I can say the 70, 80, 100 kids, or the 30, or the 15 that show up to our program, and the parents that come to our program, became part of our family. We adopted them, we see them as our own kids. We want each one of them to have successful moment in their school and in their life. And we see that some of the videos you see in our kids, that when they come to the program, they were 4th graders, 5th graders, and now they're high school, and they're taller than us. You know, they're men, and we are proud of this program, and I really appreciate the support you guys gave us, and thank you so much.
waa tahay haddaba intaasi waxaa ku dhan barnaamijkii qiimaha iyo qaayaha badnaa ee ay soo diyaarisay isla markaasna isku soo dubariday xarunta Care Center. barnaamijka oo dabcan filaya daawadayaal inaad aad uga hesheen ayaa wuxuu ku soo gabagabay jawi degan iyadoo dadku ay ismarxabadeeyeen isla markaasna asxaab in badan islaayday halkaas isku heshay. daawadayaal inta aan ku kulmi doono barnaamij caynkan oo kala ah waxa aniga oo awdoon ah oo barnaamijkan idin la socodsiinayay iyo dhammaan Salaxley TV oo dhinaca farsamada idin la socodsiinayay Maxamed Indo iyo waliba Xasan Diis oo isaguna noo fadhiyay dhinaca farsamada sidoo kale waxaan idinkaga tagnaa dhamaantayo kulan dambe oo xiiso leh.